Okay, so today we will do DSCP. Okay, everyone knows the full form of
Domain
the
optional protocol.
dynamic host configuration protocol. What does it mean?
The dynamic optional protocol means it will what you call
Okay,
automatically
the first thing is the like it stands for dynamic host configuration protocol. The second thing, what DSCP is, it allows to provide IP addresses to devices automatically without any manual intervention. Right? It provides the IP addresses, not only the IP addresses. In fact, it provides the IP addresses, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server, and other networks. Uh, you can say like mm, parameters. Okay, other network parameter to the client devices. Right? Clear? Now, uh, we know the term about DSCP server, DSCP client, and we will learn today DSCP relay. Okay, what is DHCP server, what is DHCP client, and what is DHCP relay? We know DHCP server. DHCP server is a network server that automatically provide and assign IP addresses, default gateway, and other network parameters to the client devices. What is DHCP client? Now the question is, what is DHCP client? So DHCP client is just a host which use DHCP, like dynamic host configuration protocol, to obtain configuration parameters such as IP addresses and other network parameters. Now, DHCP uses like what are the you can say like what are the messages uses by DHCP to get the IP address from the server. Okay, so in short, we can say there are there are four messages sent or received by DHCP client to get the IP address, and that is known as DORA. DORA. What does it mean? D stands for discover. Okay. O stands for offer. R stands for request, and A stands for acknowledge. Okay. Now, whenever any client connects in a network and whenever you request IP address automatically, like through DHCP, it sends the discovery message to the network. Okay, means it will search for, is there any DHCP server in the network who can provide me the IP address?
DHCP client is the host which use DHCP server to get the network parameters, right?
Correct. Okay, so what are the like process it follows to get the IP addresses? First of all, it will send the discovery message to the network to check like, is there any DHCP server who can provide me the IP addresses? So DHCP discovery message sent by client. Okay, now if there is any DHCP server available in the network, he will send a offer message that yes, I am here, I can provide you the IP address. Okay, so it is sent by server. Now again, once the client will receive that yes, there is any server who is offering me for the IP address, then he will request for an IP address. So it is sent by client, and then whoever is the server in the network, he will acknowledge and he will provide the IP address and make a entry in itself that this IP address had been provided to this PC. Okay, so again, acknowledgement is by the server. So in this 4-step, DSCP works. All right, clear?
Okay. Yes.
Now, what is DSCP relay? What is DSCP relay? Okay, just forget about DSCP. Just think about relay. Have you ever heard about this term relay?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
That is one game, one running race.
Running race.
Is
Okay,
where they will exchange the baton and
exactly. So in 400-meter relay race, for 100-meter, one person will run and then he will
yeah.
change that and then second person will run. So you can say like the dictionary meaning of relay is not other than pass on, hands on, transfer, like this, right?
Yes.
The same thing is here only. The same thing. Now, what does it mean? Okay, first of all, let me tell the definition of the DSCP relay. So DSCP relay is just a feature by which a router relays. Okay, whenever I will say relay word now, okay, you will think that I'm saying pass on or transfer. Then you will be able to like understand what exactly it means. So DSCP relay is a feature by which a router transfer DSCP message or relay DSCP message by changing IP addresses in the packet header. Okay, where and why it's required? Now the question is where and why it's required. Suppose I
Sir,
have
sir, once again, the definition is a feature by which a router transfer.
DSCP relay is a feature by which a router relay or transfer DSCP message by changing the IP address in the packet header.
Changing. Okay.
Done? Cool. Now, where it's required? Suppose in my organization, I have one main branch. Okay. I have two branch office 1 and branch office 2, and these are connected with their network and these are also connected with their network. Okay. Now, this is my main branch. I have kept a centralized server. Okay. That is DSCP server, and I want to provide IP address to each and every PCs through this server. Okay, so these server are not in this network. This server is not in this network, and might be possible. Okay, just let me make some changes here. Okay, this is my switch. Here also some departments are there. Here also some departments are there. Here also some departments are there, and I want to provide the IP address to each and every network of my intranet through this DSCP server. Okay, so whenever suppose here is one PC in this network, whenever this PC required any IP addresses, he will send a broadcast message to the switch. Switch will broadcast the message to each and every ports of this network for the like for the IP addresses. Is there any DSCP server who can provide the IP address to this PC? Here we will not found any DSCP server, right? Now, if it will not find any DSCP server, it will get a PIPA. But I want that this PC or any PC, whoever is requesting for DSCP for the IP addresses, it should get the IP address from this centralized server. Okay, then and there we will require to do the DHCP relay. Okay, then this port of the this router will know, we have to configure this port so that whenever this port will receive any DHCP message from this network, it will route the packet to this server directly and receive the IP address from there. Okay, that is called DHCP relay. Clear? Any confusion?
No.
No. Good. So in today's session, we will configure few things. Okay, one more thing. DHCP server can be configured either on router or on server. If you are using Windows server or any Linux server in your organization, you can run or you can configure DHCP server on that particular Windows or Linux server. If you do not have, you can also configure. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. If there is no any Windows or Linux server, you can also configure the DHCP on the Cisco router. Okay.
What is APIPA means?
APIPA means automated provided IP address.
By whom?
APIPA means automated provided IP address, but in website or anywhere you will get the full form as automated private IP address. But for me, I always say it as automated provided IP address. You might think that if everywhere private is getting used, why I am using provided, right? So as I am the subnetting guru, I personally have only one doubts in IP addressing, that is this term. Okay, I'm just giving you the logic. I think Teja is aware about that. Teja, right? Have we discussed this in our session?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So for Afzal, I'm just asking you one question. The range of APIPA starts from 16, one second, 169.x.x.x. Okay. What does it mean? 169 is the IP addresses of
B class.
class B. Very good. Class B. Now, class B address private range is from where to where?
17.16 to 17.32.
172.16.0.02,
172.31.
172.31.255.255. This is the private range, right? Now, if any PC is sending for DHCP message and it's getting failed, there is no any DHCP server in the network, then it will automatically get an IP address that is known as APIPA. Okay, which will be in the range of this. If we know that the private range of class B is from 172.16.172.31, is this IP in this range? No,
No, no.
it's a public address, right? It's the public address of class B, correct?
Yes.
Then why peoples are saying it automated private IP address? Let me show you. It's a very big confusion for me and I have not got any answer since last 10 years. I asked these questions to many people, even CCI level and all, but they also do not have this clue. Just blindly everyone is saying automated private IP address, automated private IP address. Don't know why they are saying. Look here. APIPA is a short automatic private IP addressing. Okay. How come it can be a private address? If I check private IP address range, everywhere you will get 172 for class B, 172.16 to 17.31, right?
Yes.
Then why blindly people are saying it as automated private IP address? How come it can be a private IP address? Okay, so this is why I call this automated provided IP address, not the private IP address. Okay, one person in my journey of 10 years, one person told me that, sir, as it had been purchased by Microsoft, okay, that is why it is private IP address. So my question is still, suppose if I purchase any IP addresses, can it be converted into public to private IP address? Suppose I have purchased one IP from ISP, okay, for internet connectivity. Will it be converted to the private IP address? No, because we know the private range defined is this one. That is different thing. If I have purchased that IP addresses, okay, but still it's a public address. Okay, it doesn't mean that it will change into private IP address. So still, all right. So this is the question. If you get chances to ask this question to anyone who is claiming that yes, he know everything about IP addressing and subnetting, please ask this question to them. If you got any valid answer, please give me that answer. Okay. Now let's come to the point. Okay, fine. Now in today's session, we will configure or we will like draw a topology in which we will configure both DSCP on Cisco router and DSCP on server, and we will check like both are working or not. Both are working as same, that like it is providing the IP addresses to the network, to the PC. And when we will configure relay, then also we will check both, like can we do relay through server or sorry, through Cisco router and the server or not. Okay, so today's our topology will be like this, and whatever we had learned till now, IP addressing, subnetting, VLSM, VLAN, and today DSCP, we will implement everything in that topology so that everything can be like synchronized, and we can understand like in real environment really it is working or not. Okay, it is required in real environment or not, or it is just of waste. So we will implement each and everything to understand that in real environment exactly the same thing is happening or not. Okay, now we will draw a topology like I will take a network here. In this network I will connect a server which will be a centralized server, DSCP server. Through this server, in this network, say this is my main office. Okay, I will create 3 VLANs. Okay, with the requirement of in network A, suppose my requirement is 100 PC. In network B, my requirement is 40 PC. In network C, my requirement is 20 PC. Okay, for A network, for network A, I will configure router as a DSCP server. Like each and every PC on network A will get the IP addresses from the router. So in this, we will learn how to configure a router for the DSCP server. Done. Now for B and C, I will configure DSCP server as a server to provide the IP address to network B and network C. Okay. So in this, we will be able to check like router is working exactly same like server or not. Done. Now, after doing this, we will draw on next network here. Here I will not create any VLANs. I will just, this is my branch office. So if I'm getting IP addresses on B and C network here through this DHCP server, whether in the different network, if I will try to run the relay, will I get the IP addresses to this PC from this server or not? That we will check here. Again, I will draw a next network here. Okay. And for this network, I will try to configure this router as a DHCP server and configure relay and try to get the IP address on this network through this router. Okay. So this is our topology which we are going to configure today. Any confusion, guys? Any confusion, guys?
No, sir, you can continue. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, here I am going to use 192.168.0.0 network /24. Here 1.0/24, 2.0, sorry, here 2.0/24, here 3.0/24, and here 4.0/24. Okay. This network will be segmented into 3 subnetworks. Okay, fine. So for this network, this is network 1, this is network 2, this is network 3. Now, first of all, we will plan our network and then we will go and implement in the packet tracer. So for planning, let us do the VLSM in this network. So my core network is 192.168.0.0/24. If I have to break this into A, B, C, 3 subnetworks, for A network, we need 100 hosts, right? So what would be the subnet mask we will use in A network? Guys? Afzal, Teja?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, I'm waiting for your answers.
Yeah, tell me. Actually, I was on call, sir. That's why I just moved to.
Okay, no worries.
So tell me the question, sir, please.
Question is like if this is the core network.
192.168.0.12, 192.168.0.63.
I need 100 hosts. So 1 to
100.
63, I will get only 63 or
Okay,
64, I think.
127.
Right. So first of all, the subnet mask would be 255, 255, 255. What would the subnet mask? Say, Afzal, if I need 100 hosts, what would the subnet mask we will use? I'm not getting voice from anyone. Guys, are you still with me?
128.
Yes, 128. So subnet mask I will use here in this network is 128. Then the network range for this network will be from 0 to 127, right? Because the jump would be 128. So the network range will be from 0 to 127. The IP, the valid host range would be from 1 to 126.
0.1 to 0.1.
Correct? Now
Right.
for B network. For B network, the second highest is B. We required 40 host. For 40 host, what would be the subnet mask we will use? Teja?
Sir, I mean other call.
Okay, both are on call. All right, no worries. So for B, we will use subnet mask 255, 255, 255, 192. Means I will take the jump of 64, and the network range will be from 128 to 191. Okay. Now for C network, my requirement is 20 host, and for that I will need 255, 255, 255, 224.
224.
Yes, and the network range will be from 192 to 223.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this is what we are going to implement here. And on the main interface, because this server will be independent and not on any of this VLANs. So for there, I need two IP, one for this and one for this server, right? So for that, for server, I will use subnet mask 255, 255, 255, 252, and the network range will be from 224 to 227. Okay, because I will get the jump of 4, so the network range will be from 224 to 227. Clear? Fine. Now let us go here. One, two, one, two, one, two. Okay. So first of all, let us configure this network. Okay. Enable config T, main branch, host name. This is my main branch, and first of all, we will configure VLAN so that we can provide the IP address to each and every networks. So first of all, just go to intz 0/0/0 no shut. Okay, this interface I have no shut, and this server will be independent, not in any of the you can say VLANs. So the main interface IP addresses would be in the same network to this server. So on that main interface, I'm just providing IP address. Let me write it down here. For network A, I am going to use network from 0 to 127, and the subnet mask would be 25. For B, I am going to use 128 to 191, and the CIDR value I will use is 26. For C, from 192 to 223, and the CIDR value would be 27. And for server, I will use 224 to 227 with 30. Okay, fine.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I am here, okay, because actually just I am doing one work between I'm looking, okay, I'm here, I just muted, okay?
Okay, okay, sure. All right. So this is the network which we are going to use here. So for server, I am using 224 to 227 network. So on that interface, the main interface of the router, I will use the IP address 192.168.225 0.225 255 255 255 dot the subnet mask is 252. Okay, done. Now on that main interface, I am going to create three sub interface for three VLANs. Correct. So the main sub interface would be intz 0/0/0.10. Let us encapsulate it, encapsulation.1q with VLAN 10, and the IP address on that interface would be 192.168.0. Because that VLAN 1 is in network A, so the network is from 0 to 127, the IP would be 1, and the subnet mask would be 255.255.255.128. Done. Now for VLAN 20, I am creating second sub interface intz 0/0/0.20 encapsulation.1q with VLAN 20, and IP addresses on that network would be 128 network is there, so 128 to 191, I will give the IP address 129, and the subnet mask would be on that network would be 192. Okay, with 26 bit 192. Done. Now for 30 network encapsulation.1q 30. Done. Now on that sub interface, I will give the IP address 192 is the network, so
193.
right, 193, and the subnet mask would be 224.
4.
Done. So the task,
The
the work
third one, you didn't do encapsulation?
did it though, didn't yet though,
Yeah.
encapsulation 30. All right.
Okay. Hmm.
Done. Now come to the switch. Enable config T. I am going to create three VLANs, VLAN 10, name A, VLAN 20, name B, VLAN 30, name C. Done. Now, okay, do show VLAN. All the ports is by default in VLAN 1. Now, I'm going to, okay, because this server is connected to Z0/2, this one. So no need to like give this port to any of the network. From 1 to 24, I will divide in 10, 20, and 30. So int range fa 0/1 to 20, sorry, 1 to 10, switch port access VLAN 10, 11 to 20, switch port access VLAN 20, and 21 to 24, 30. Okay, good. Now the port which is connected to the router, that would be the trunk port. So int Z0/1 switch port mode trunk. Done. Now this is the task of VLAN which we have configured, but we have to provide the IP addresses automatically. To VLAN 1, I will give the IP address through the server, which we will configure on Cisco router, and on VLAN 20 and 30, we will configure this server, centralized server, as a DHCP server to provide the IP address to VLAN 20 and 30. Clear? Now, for VLAN 10, if I want to configure this router as a DHCP server, what would be the command? So the first thing, I will conserve here. Yes. For every network, whenever I will run DHCP, I will conserve the first few IP should be reserved, so that if in case I have to provide the manual IP to any of the key devices in the network, I can provide the manual IP. So I will reserve few IPs of every network so that I can provide that later on to any devices whenever I will require. Okay. So now here for VLAN 10, let us configure the DHCP server on the router. First command to conserve the IP address is IP DHCP excluded address. I want to exclude that number of IP from that DHCP range. Okay. So IP DHCP excluded address would be now the first IP, the low IP which you want to exclude. That would be 192.168.0.1 to 192.168.0.10. I don't want, because one is the IP of the router, and in that network might be possible that some admin or anyone who will come and he wants to connect to that network and wants to access the network. So I will exclude this IP from that network range. The server will provide the IP from 11. Okay. So exclude IP DHCP excluded address from 1 to 10. Okay. Done. Now the second command.
Sir, but we are taking limited IPs, right?
That is why I have told you that I want first few IP. It doesn't mean that you will conserve the 10. First few IP means anything, 2, 3, 4,
See,
whatever
sir,
is required.
if I want 63 IPs, example.
Okay, 63, fine.
So the
63
range
means
will be
63 means you will take the jump of 128. You say 62.
okay, 62.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the range will be 1 to 62.
0 to 63, and the valid host will be
Yeah,
1 to 62.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, 1 to 62.
Correct.
So now in that point, there are 60. I need 62 IPs. The range also 62. So I cannot reserve the IPs, right?
Yes, if that is fixed, like you need at least 62 IPs, if your requirement is this, you will not be able to exclude the address, then it's fine. That is not the mandatory command. If you want to exclude, you can do that. If you don't have the scope to exclude the address, because each and every IP is going to be used in the network, okay, you don't want to reserve it for the future use, that's it.
After at present you run that command, right? Means you
Yes,
gave the command. If I want to remove that command, then what will be the case?
just the same command at the beginning.
No,
One
no.
second. Config T. The same command at the beginning, you just type no. That's it.
Okay.
No IP DHCP. Okay, 1 second. No IP. Okay, no. No IP address is going here. Yes.
Yeah.
No IP DHCP.
No IP.
At the beginning,
Okay.
just type no. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you want to remove any entries or any configuration, the simple command is no.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. So IP DHCP, as of now, I'm just putting this so that we can check like if it's working or not. Okay. But that is not the mandatory command. Okay. If you don't have any scope to exclude, you can leave that command. Now, I have given a range to exclude the IP addresses. Done. Now, IP DSCP pool. I'm just going to create a pool from where all these PCs in VLAN 10 will get the IP addresses. Sorry, IP DSCP pool. You can give any name, VLAN 10, because I'm creating this pool for VLAN 10. So you will give the name just to identify, and you can understand that for what network you are given that pool. So IP DSCP pool, the name of the pool VLAN 10. The network which I am going to run in that pool is 192.168.0.0 network with subnet mask 255.255.128 for VLAN 10 25, right? So 128. Done. And the default router means the default gateway of that network. So what will be the default gateway? I had given the first IP to the router, so the default gateway would be router IP address. So 192.168.0.1. Done. Now, apart from this, in addition, you can give the, suppose if you are using a DNS server, so you can give the DNS server address as well. DNS server, suppose I'm giving the default one, the 8.8.8.1. okay. If you are using the domain in your network, you can also give the domain name whatever you want, krishna.com. okay, whatever you want, you can give that. So these are the commands which you can use. Now after getting that, let us check whether I am getting the IP here or not. Let us connect this PC. So this is in VLAN 1, so I will connect it from port number 1 to 10, any port. Done. Now let it be green. Okay, so I'm just going to desktop and IP configuration through DSCP. Yes, I'm getting the IP address here, right? Just give me 1 second.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I
Yeah,
can hear you.
sorry, I was muted. Okay, so I'm getting the IP on first PC and the second PC both. And if you observe, you will see that I'm getting the IP address from 11, right? So what are we getting? IP addresses, subnet mask, default gateway, and the DNS server, right?
Have you given the subnet mask in that command?
Yes, definitely. The network, this,
Okay, right.
okay. So I have excluded the IP from 1 to 10. That is why starting from 11 and 12. Okay, done. Now,
One second.
yes,
If I manually give the IP one, then it will show an error.
to any PC.
Yeah. Now remove that 11 and give IP one.
Let me, one is already been used as in a router. One is already been used in the router.
Then
Just
two.
two, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. So that is why we have reserved it, so that we can provide that IP manually to any PC.
Okay.
Let me do it for you. Suppose if I took my laptop and I want to connect to VLAN 10, so I will connect the cable and I will go to my laptop. I will give the static IP 192.168.0.2 subnet
Hello?
mask. Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
192.168.0.1.
Hmm.
Okay. Let us check like if it's communicating or not.
Okay. Maybe any media issue, sir. Yeah,
It's working,
because
right?
we didn't modify it. Same is IP. Same is IP, sir. PAN IP. Hello.
Is it done now?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Actually, 12 to 3, no, this is a crucial time for us to get the calls. Because I'm working on transmission side, no. So if any services are down in pan India level, I used to get calls from BSNL.
Okay, I understand. No worries. No issue. No issue. All right. So, yes, I had given the like static IP to this PC, and I tried to communicate with other PCs, and it's working. You see it, right? Okay.
Fine.
All right. So that is why we have reserved that IP address, so that in future, if I need any PC, like suppose if any admin or any outsider came to, or any auditor come to the network and he wants to check the network and he want to connect to the VLAN 10, that house we can provide the static IP and we
So
can connect to that network.
in behalf of giving the range, so that we can also give single IP to reserve.
Yes, we can give the single IP.
Okay.
Okay. Even if you want, you can like map. Suppose if I want a fixed IP in my laptop, okay, so I
Okay.
can map my MAC address, okay, with that particular IP,
Okay.
so that whenever I will connect, I will get that particular IP as per the MAC.
Okay.
That will be
Okay.
reserved for my PC. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I will also tell you the command, but that command is not like for the packet tracer, but how it works, I will show you. Okay.
Okay.
Now I had given the IP address to this PC, and all these PCs are communicating to each other. Let me check. This is my 11. Let me communicate it with 12 or 2. It's working with 12, and
Okay.
with 2 it's working. Correct?
Yeah.
Got that. Now for these two PCs, okay, for these two networks, I want this server as a DHCP server to provide this IP to these PCs. So for that, let us configure the IP on the server first. So 192.168. What would be the IP? 0 dot?
224.
No. 224 network, yes, but 224,
225.
225 was the router IP, and 226 would be this. Okay. The subnet mask would be 252,
2. Right.
and the default gateway 192.168.0.25, sorry, 225. DNS server, if you want, you can give anything. Then now let us check like if it is communicating with other PCs in the network or not. Ping 192.168.0.225, the router, it's working. Let us check with this VLAN 1 PCs. 2, this laptop IP is 2, right?
Right.
Yes, it's working with 2 as well. So inter VLAN routing is also working.
Okay.
Yes, cool.
Right.
Now let us configure this server as a DHCP server. Go to services. Here is the DHCP. Click on
Okay.
DHCP. Let us on the service, and the pool name is VLAN 20. For VLAN 20, I'm creating a pool. The default gateway would be for VLAN 20. I had given the IP address of the default gateway is 129, 192.168.0.129. DNS server, same 8.8.8.8. Start IP for that network. What would be the start IP? Suppose the range is from 128 to 191. 129 was the default gateway. I want to give the IP from 135. Okay, I just want to reserve the IP from 130 to 134. I want to give the IP from 135. The subnet mask which we'll be using in that network would be 26 means 192, right?
Okay.
The maximum number of users in that network. Okay, so the range is still 191. The 40 was the range, so let us give the 40. Okay, now
Right.
add. So it has been added now. For VLAN 30, let us create another VLAN 30. The network range is from 192. The default gateway was 193. And the start IP, I want it to give from
194. 194.
I just want to reserve that. I want to give the
Okay.
start from 201. Okay.
Okay.
And subnet mask for that network would be 224.
224. 224.
224 and
20.
20 host
Right.
added, right?
Okay.
Now let us check if it's working or not. Sorry, these are VLAN 20, so we have to connect it through 11 to 20. 11 to 20, and these are in VLAN 30, so we have to connect it from 21 to 24. Okay, now wait for some time, let it be green. So if I'll send the request for DHCP, so here you can see like getting 169.254.112.155. So I'm getting APIPA. Let us request once again. Still I'm getting APIPA, right? Send once again. Still I'm getting APIPA. So what does it mean? What does it mean? I'm not getting the IP addresses from the server. What does it mean? Why exactly I'm not getting the IP address?
Maybe issue with the subnet mask.
No. While covering the theory part, I explained you guys that whenever this PC are in VLAN 20, right?
Right.
Whenever this PC will send the request, it will broadcast, the switch will broadcast in all the ports in only VLAN 20. Okay. So on this switch from port number 11 to 20 are in VLAN 20. Okay.
Right.
And as this is a trunk port, so it will send on the trunk port as well, but it will go through only Z0/0/0.20, which was created for VLAN 20, right?
20. Right. Right.
So entire this port, like from 11 to 20, do we have any server? No. On
No.
that Z0/0/0.20, have we configured any DHCP server on the router? No, right?
No.
That is
Right.
why I'm not getting any IP addresses, and that port is dropping that packet, and he's saying that I do not have any information for the DHCP server.
So after giving data in server, you need to give the same thing in switch also.
No. Right now, here we comes for the relay. I will inform
Okay.
this port that whenever you will get any like packet for DHCP request, you will forward it to this server.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now just go to the router once again. Enable config T. I'm going to that port int Z0/0/0.20. okay, and informing that router for IP helper. For you, I'm informing that port that for you there is a IP helper address. Who is IP helper? Who will help you in providing the IP addresses? 192.168.0. The IP address of the server is 226, right?
Right.
Done. Now let us check once again. I'm sending the request once again. Got it?
Okay, sir. One, show me that command which you gave in the
I will write
router.
each and every command. I will write each and every command for you guys. No need to worry about that.
IP help address.
IP helper dash address, the IP address of the server which you want to.
So again, you assign one IP for this one, IP helper address.
I have not assigned the IP.
Yeah.
I went to that port. I
Okay.
informed that port that for you the helper is that
Okay.
if you
Okay.
will
Okay.
get any DHCP message or DHCP request packet, you will send it to the helper this. He
Okay.
will be help you in providing the IP
In
address.
the same way, int 30 also, VLAN 30 also, you need to run the
Exactly.
same.
Exactly. So int z 0/0/0.30, the same IP helper is that server. Okay.
Right.
So let us check here in this PC. Both the PCs of VLAN 20, I got the IP address and it's starting from 135,
6.
right? 135 this
35,
PC
yeah.
and 136 this PC.
Right.
For this, the IP should start from 201, right?
Yeah.
Check 201.
Right.
Okay. It's a very interesting part, right?
Right. So just relay is to use just like it will communicate as a bridge between uh, the server
Server and
and
the
the
client.
system. Yeah,
Correct.
client.
Server
Right.
and the client. Correct. So now I have configured all these networks and let us communicate and check like everyone is working, everyone is communicating to each other or not. So this is 11 and let us try to ping with 202 VLAN 30 second PC. Working?
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Now, so this is done for this network. Everything is
Okay.
configured now.
Yeah.
Everything is configured properly. Now let us come to the next part. So if I will have a branch office, will the same scenario will work from different network or not? Let us check. But here, as we know that if you will connect two routers, we required a routing protocol. Okay, so as we have not discussed routing protocol yet, so no need to take any extra pressure on that. We will complete routing protocols by the end of this module. Okay, so
Okay.
as of now, just to show you that DHCP is working in all aspect, I will go ahead and configure the static routing or the default routing, which will be covered by the end of this module, by the next week. So I will cover only static and default routing here in this scenario. Okay,
Okay.
so okay, here I will require 3 ports. So let me connect. Let me add a port, physical port here. Done. And this also let me connect. Fine. So router to router cross cable. Done. Now this is network 2.
Okay.
This was network 1. This is network 2. And this is network 3. So we will not create any VLAN here. And for this connectivity, I had decided that I will provide the network 192.168.1.0 network, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So
Okay.
here I will use 1.0. Here I will use 2.0. Here I will use 3.0, and here I will use 4.0. So for connecting this, I have to provide the IP address on that interface, intz 0/0/1 IP address 192.168.1.1.
168.1.1.
Okay, no shut. Done.
Yes.
Come to this router. No. Enable config T host name branch office 1. Okay, then intz 0/0/0 IP address 192.168.0, sorry, 1.2 255.255.255.0. No shut. Done. On this interface, intz 0/0/1 IP address 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0. No shut. Done. Now,
So why it is 255.255.255.0?
because I'm just using Classful in these networks, I'm not like created any VLANs for this network and all. I have created only VLAN in this network.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm using Classful for all other networks.
Okay.
So this is just to save the time. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now I'm using 1.0 network here, 2.0 network here, 3.0 network here, 4.0 network here. As of now, I want these PCs. Okay, this PC, whenever I will connect these PCs to this network, they will send the DHCP request, and the IP should be provided from this server. Okay, so for that, first of all, as we are crossing the router, so for crossing the router, whenever you will cross the router, you will require a like routing protocol as well. So for as of now, I'm just going to configure a routing protocol that is default routing here, because if you will check here, like suppose I have configured 1.2 on this, 1.2 and 2.1 on this
Right.
router. So if you will try to ping from here, ping 192.168.1.1.
That too.
1.1 is this port IP, so it will communicate. But if I will try with 1.2, it will not reply.
It should have routing protocol.
Yes, because packet is going to that router, packet is reaching to that router, but that because this router has,
Router.
if you check the routing table, do show IP route. So this router having details of this network 1.0
Right.
network, right?
Right. Right. Right.
That is why the packet is getting sent to 1.1 and 1.2 both, because that information is with this. But
Yes,
once the
sir.
packet is reaching here,
Hmm.
at the time of replying to that network, if you will check do show IP route, that router does not have information of 0.0 network or 0. Whatever. So that
Right.
has only information of 1.0 and 2.0 network, because these are directly connected.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Understand.
Got it?
Hmm.
So that is why it's not replying. So for that we need a routing protocol. So let us do the routing protocol. The command is IP route. You know, don't need to remember the routing protocols command now. Once we'll cover, then we will understand it. Okay.
Okay.
192.168.1.2, and on this router IP route 192.
So you are giving default
Yes.
0.0.0.0.
1.1. Now, then let us try. It's responding now, right?
Right.
So I want to configure this server so that it can provide the IP to this network as well. So again,
Right.
I'm going to add a pool here for network 2, network
Branch 2.
2, or you can say branch 1,
Okay.
branch office
1.
1. The default gateway 192.168.2.1 for these networks. The default gateway would be 2.1, right?
Right.
The subnet, DNS server 8.8,
Dot 8. Dot 8. Right.
and the start IP I want to reserve it till 10, so it will start from 11, and subnet mask
1
would be
dot 190 to 168.
2.11. Okay, and the maximum number I want 200 whatever. Okay, 200 host in that network. Add.
So here the system will directly generate the subnet mask and it will release 200 IPs.
Subnet mask, why like automatically? I am giving the subnet mask,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So as per the subnet mask only, I will decide how many hosts is required.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, okay, done. But on this port,
Relay.
whenever the packet will come, I need the helper. Okay, so that it
Relay.
can route. So IP
Help.
int z 0/0/1 IP helper address. Who is helper address? This server 192.168.0.0.226.
168.226.
Okay, done. Now connect these PCs.
And here in switch you didn't segregate the VLAN, so you didn't allotted any ports.
Yes, that is why I have connected with any port.
Yeah, right.
Every port is in VLAN 1 by default, so
Mm.
VLAN 1 will work, the native VLAN. Okay, it's Ember now. Wait for some time to green it. Yes, it's green now. Desktop IP DSCP
It will generate automatic.
2.11,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's working from different branch as well. But the demerit of that is in real environment, what will the demerit? If suppose that interface goes down,
Fiber cut. Mm.
all the networks will go down.
Right.
Okay, so this is how we can do that. Now on this network, we will configure this router to give the IP address to these PCs of that network. Okay,
Okay.
1 second, and then I will write all the commands. 2, 3. Okay, now connect this network. And also connect here.
Cable different.
Yes, it's a serial port, so you can connect to the serial port as well. INT SE 0/2/0 IP address on that interface 3.0 is network 192.168.3.1. Whenever you will connect the serial cable, okay, from the serial port, there will be two controller, DCE and DTE. So
Okay.
on DCE end, you have to configure the clock rate 64,000, and then no shut. Okay, done.
Okay.
Now I have given the IP addresses. Yes, so here, okay, first of all let us configure that. Enable config t, host name,
Branch
branch office
is 2.
2, int se 0/2/0, IP address 192.168.3.3.1, 3.1, and subnet mask 255.255.255.0. No shut. Okay, here we have 4.0 network, so 4.1 would be the default gateway. int z 0/0/0, IP address 192.168.4.1. No shut. Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, I
Hello.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, the network got disconnected. Okay, so now screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, on this router, I have given the default route from this, but for this network, I am going to configure the static route. I'm just going to inform the router that if any packets come to you and it wants to go to network 192.168.4.0 network, then you have to select this route. So the next hop address will be 192.168.3.2. Also IP route, not router. Done. And on this router, if any packets come, it will select the default route 0.0.0.0 192.168.3.1. Done. IP route 0.0.0.192.168.3.1. It's the router. Invalid 3.1. Yes. Okay, I have given 3.1 on that as well. That is why 3.1. Okay, that is why it's giving the error message. So here on that interface, it would be 3.2 int se 0/2/0 IP address 192.168.3.2. 3.1. Okay, this interface IP should be 3.2. I had given 3.1 by mistake, so now it's okay. All right, now I want this router to act like a DHCP server for this network. Okay, so again the same, I will provide the same command here, IP DHCP excluded address, or just leave. I'm not going to exclude any IP for that network. I will just simply give the pool IP DHCP pool network or branch office
2.
2. Okay, the network which is running there 192.168.4.0. Okay, and the default router would be 192.168.4.1. means default gateway for that network is 4.1.
Okay.
DNS server 8.8.8.8. That's it. Okay, now I have to inform this port that for you, if any packet will come, who is the helper for you. So
192.168.0. Sorry, 0.225, I think.
not 0.225.
Uh,
Yes, you can give 0.225 or any IP on that router. Any IP on that router will work. Okay, int z 0/0/0 IP helper address 192.168.0. Any IP on that router, we have 0.255, sorry 225, 0.1, 0.129, any IP. Okay, So just give 0.225, fine. Or you can give like this
0.1.
1.1 as well, 1.1.
Okay.
Okay, so anyone. So 0.225, done. Now
Sir, in this case,
mhm.
whenever client, you said one rule, right?
Yes,
Um, DORA,
DORA.
DORA.
That is a step, not the rule. That is
In
a step.
yeah, in that case, the client will search for the main server, right?
Yes.
If you didn't give
No, once the
this,
packet will reach to this port, okay,
uh,
we had informed that port that for you, whenever you will get any packet for DSCP request,
hmm.
the helper is this IP
This is
address.
also a relay, right?
Yes, that is also the relay.
Relay. Okay.
Whenever the packet is routing from one network to any other network, that is known as relay.
Sir, in the same way, can we give relay for the router and switch also?
Yes, definitely. Okay,
Okay.
I will give the IP address to VLAN 1 as well. Okay, just give me 1 second. So first of all, give the IP address here. Uh, getting 4.2. It was not excluded, so I'm directly getting the IP from 4.2, right? 4.1
Right.
was the router IP, so I'm getting the IP from 4.2, right? The second, let us check here also 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. Getting right?
Right.
Now, suppose I want to give any IP on the switch as well. Okay,
Okay.
so I will go here, enable. Config T, int VLAN 1 IP address DSCP.
Okay.
Do so IP int brief. VLAN 1. Okay, it's shut down now. So no shut. Then look here. Got the IP address 4.5. Do show IP int brief 4.5. Getting that on VLAN 1? Getting?
Yeah. Yeah, sir.
So this is how you can give the IP address to router or the switch as well. You just need to give the IP address command IP address DSCP. Not manually. I want the IP to DSCP. Done. Any question from this? No. Now there is two things. If you go on the router, okay, we have some command for troubleshooting. We have some command for troubleshooting. And what are the commands? Suppose if DSCP is not working, if you're not getting the IP address, how will you troubleshoot? The one and the most important command for troubleshooting is show command. To check any configuration, we use show command. So to check the DSCP configuration and anything, we will use the show command. The first command is show run. Through show run, you will get each and everything here, all the configuration, but I don't want to check everything. I just want to check the DSCP configuration. So show run tilde sign, pi sign, then uh, section S, and I just want to check the section DSCP. Look here. On this router, I have configured one excluded address, correct? One pool name as VLAN 10, another pool name as branch office 2, correct? What are the networks I had given there? Default router, DNS server, domain name, the same here for branch office 2. What are the networks we have given there? That's it. So this is the one command. What is the command? Show run. If you want to check only the DSCP section, pi sign section DSCP. Okay, I will write it down.
Okay.
Now the second is so DSCP, sorry, so IP DSCP binding. Okay, binding will tell you like which IP had been provided to which MAC address or which PC. So 0.11 had been provided to this MAC address. If you will check the MAC address of this PC, 0.11 of this, the MAC address would be C360. Let us check. Look here, C360. At the end, you can see MAC address, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. So the second command is show IP DSCP binding. It will show you the list of IP addresses mapped with the hardware addresses or the MAC address. Now, the third command is if you want to check the pool, show IP DSCP pool. It will show you the pool here. VLAN 10 pool for how much utilization process and whatever total addresses, how much was there. Lease addresses. What is the lease addresses? Like how many addresses had been leased
Used.
till now. Excluded address, one IP had been excluded, used. Here you can see like one IP we have used from excluded address, and pending event none. Whatever is the things, it will show you each and everything, right?
Okay.
Now, the next command is so IP DSCP statics, which is not supported by packet tracer. So through that statics also you can check each and everything regarding DSCP. Just to check the command, let us take GNS3 so that we can check like that command is working in that real router or not. Fine. right? Now, so here suppose I am going to configure, okay, show IP DHCP database import pool relay server. No, here does not work. Okay, so for checking, show IP DHCP binding, show IP DHCP pool, and show run. Through that, we will check the DHCP thing over here. Now, the second thing is we have a command whenever it will lease a IP address, it lease for the limited period. Okay. If you want to check or if you want to increase the lease, okay, what would be the command? Lease command will not work here. Suppose I am going here, configuration and IP DHCP pool VLAN 10. Lease command is not working here, right?
Right.
If you want to lease in real environment, it will work. Let me go there. Config T IP DHCP pool test. Okay, lease. Okay, so with lease you can give the days, like for how many days the router will lease an IP address, or it will be for the infinite time. Okay, so there is a command lease, you can do that. The second command, if I want to map any MAC address for that particular PC, suppose if I am taking a laptop over here in this network, I want a fixed fixed IP address on this laptop. Okay, so for that also in packet tracer that command does not support. The command is you have to go to that, or one second, IP DHCP pool Krishna PC. Okay, there I need to give the command hardware. Okay, but it's not supported in packet tracer, not there. Okay, so let us check that command is valid or not. Here IP DHCP pool, I have created test. Suppose I want a hardware address, so I will give the MAC address here. Okay, I will give a MAC address of that particular device, and then after that I will give a command host. Like what would be the IP address of that particular PC. All right, so these two command does not support in packet tracer, that is why I show you in the GNS3. Now let me write down here all the commands. If you want, you can make a note of it. Command to configure DHCP server on router. First of all, you will go to the configuration mode, enable config T, done. Now if you want to exclude the address, the command would be IP DHCP excluded address start IP and end IP. Whatever would be the start IP and the end IP. Okay, now to configure DHCP, IP DHCP pool, then pool name, IP, sorry, IP DHCP pool, pool name, then what network will be there? Network address and net mask or prefix. You can also give the prefix like /24, /25, /26, whatever. Okay. Then default router IP address of default gateway. Pool name will be as per your choice. Network address, these things, and okay, done. Now, as per your choice, if you want to configure DNS server, DNS server, whatever would be done, domain name, whatever. Okay. Clear? Now, are you writing, Teja?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Once you are done, please let me know, okay, so that I can come to the next page.
Completed.
Okay. Now, command to troubleshoot or verify DSCP. Show run or show run section DSCP show IP DSCP binding show IP DSCP pool. Okay.
Okay.
Now, command to reserve or you can say command to reserve IP for MAC mapping. What is the command? First of all, we will create a pool IP DSCP pool Krishna Lappy. Okay. Then hardware dash address device MAC address. Okay, then host IP address and netmask or prefix. This is the pool name, hardware address. This would be the MAC address, and host. This would be the MAC IP address and the netmask. Okay. To clear the DHCP binding, if you're if you want to clear the DHCP binding, please note it down.
Give no command.
No, because DHCP binding, you are not giving any command for DHCP binding. It is binding automatically. So no is used for reverse the command. Suppose if I have given incorrect command, then I will use no. Okay. But if something is getting recorded, for that you will use the clear command. So what would be the command?
Clear.
Let me write it down. Clear IP DHCP binding and question mark. Question marks means what? As per your requirement. So what is my requirement? Suppose if from this here, if I'm checking here, show IP DHCP binding, we can see here like these are the IP which is getting bind, correct? I want to clear the like binding for 4.5, okay, which was switch, right? This switch, correct? So clear IP DHCP binding, conflict or binding, it's not working here. That is the problem. Let us check here that command is valid or not. Clear IP DHCP binding. Okay, so after binding, if you enter asterisk sign, it will clear all the automatics binding automatically. Or if you want the specific binding, you have to give the IP address. Okay, Teja? So asterisk will clear all the binding, and for specific any binding, you can give the manual thinking. Done. Now for relay, what is the command?
Help. Into help IP address.
Yes, you have to go to the interface, command for DHCP relay, int fa0/1 or whatever the interface name is, go to that, and IP helper address, and then IP address of DHCP server. Okay, that is it.
Okay.
Anything else? Any query?
Nothing.
Nothing. So we will leave.
But we need some practical knowledge.
Definitely. So just start practicing on packet tracer, and I will also give you what you say, topology and assessment on this. Okay.
Okay.
By the end of the day, you will get that in the group. So start practicing. There will be
So
like
how
some.
to get this packet tracer? You said that you will be sending one file for this packet tracer.
You don't have packet tracer?
Yeah, I don't have. I got my laptop, but
Uh-huh.
I don't have this packet tracer.
Okay, no worries. I will send you the packet tracer link. I have stored that in my Google Cloud, so you can download it from there and you can install it. Or else you can also install it through NetAcad website.
Yeah, I have seen the process also. Okay, I will try. If it's not possible, I will ask you for the link.
Okay, I will send you right now,
Okay.
like within few minutes. I will send you that link
Okay.
for downloading the packet tracer, the latest version, and then you can download it. All right.
Okay.
Any question from today's session?
Nothing so.
Okay, tomorrow we will do OSI reference, like in means next session, we will do OSI reference model and the TCP IP model.
Okay.
And also some basics things like which we had missed in module 1. We don't miss like that was not required in the module 1, but now we will learn like how to give the like password to secure our console, to secure our privilege mode. Okay, so we will also learn in our next session if possible. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. And Afzal, are you there? I think he's busy. Okay, no worries. So I'm just like closing the session for today, and I
Okay.
will send all the details, like all video link and everything on the group. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.